Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Caldwell Corner podcast and now video series about everything education related. Today, I am going to be talking about technology in the classroom and debriefing on some of the findings that I found through discussion with members of our cohort, as well as with interviews from teachers at my school. Along with conversations with over the discussion forum and with my cohort members, I was able to interview 3 teachers from my school at Chicago Bulls College Prep here in Chicago, Illinois. 2 of them are gen ed teachers, with one of those being a dean of instruction and the other being a special ed teacher. I narrowed down my questions to these 4, as I thought they would give better insight into the teacher's actual ideals. All 3 of these I know very well and know that they would. I knew that they would answer these with to their best ability and genuine answers for their own practice. The first 3 I hoped to get what technology would look like in a non-COVID world, and obviously we need to acknowledge that education might change for a very long time after this, but I thought it was important to think of what education looked like to them in a setting that wasn't changed by a pandemic, with the last one being taking any lessons that they would have learned into their classroom. So when I asked them these questions, I found 2 major points, and it would be how technology works in the classroom as general instruction, and then how can technology be used for both special education departments, students with IEPs, 504s, and students who are English language learners. When gathering answers about tech in the classroom, the biggest point that came up, and as I tried to visualize here, was it starts with collaboration. Using technology in the classroom through shared Google Documents, different platforms, allows students to collaborate with one another, unlike they have before. When you are writing an essay or answering questions together, every student previously would have their own paper, their own pencil, and have to do that for themselves. But now students are able to collaborate with themselves instantaneously by commenting on each other's work, as well as making answers together. This allows for a immediate synthesis of ideas. One of the teachers, who is a science teacher, said that in their biology class, students can come to the table with different ideas, even remotely right now, in the moment on a document, and bounce off one another. So if one person comes in and they have the wrong answer or thought, another student can then give feedback to that person, which goes into the last point. When students are able to synthesize ideas together through technology, this allows them to give feedback to each other, but also allows the teacher to monitor and give precise and individualized feedback to the student, which is something that would take a week before to get a paper handed in, written down, and then handed back. Now can be done in the course of the day, and can even be done before the assignment is turned in. Right now, our school is using a platform called Formative, which allows teachers to watch as students write their answers down and give them feedback in the moment to help them catch their misconceptions before going forward. And this can be used in the classroom in person, not just remote as well. This also, the tech in the classroom means that is access for all people. So all the previous points can be applied to every student in the classroom, but the technology also has allowed for greater access for everyone. Students with learning disabilities, students who are English language learners, and then students of all grade levels. I have only taught high school, and my interviewees were also all high school teachers. So my ability to get in-depth information from them about technology at all grade levels is a bit lower. But the special education teacher I interviewed was very excited and about technology and the use that it is for students with IEPs. One of the things that she brought up was the ability to give students notes or documents and record her, whether a video with voice or just voice, to read out loud for the kids so that they can process audibly, they can process visually, as well as work on their reading skills. It allows for different platforms like Formative or Google Surveys, or Forms, allow for breaking down questions and question stems into the different steps, whereas before, if it was just written on the paper, it would have been a lot of work to break that up. The same thing goes for our English learners. When a student doesn't speak English as well, if that's not their native language, instantaneously things can be translated into any language, whether that is Spanish or Chinese, Korean, Japanese, German, whatever it may be. Students have the ability to translate. We have the ability to translate documents for students in the moment. Using technology is a huge benefit for education, and it is huge for teachers and students for their learning. A huge shout out and thank you to Jamie Smith, Nate Nesbitt, and Katie Haas for being willing to be interviewed for this project. And I will see you next time.